Hello, everybody. Welcome to the high school football preview show on KXAN Plus. I'm your host, Billy Gates, and today we'll be talking about our KBVO Game of the Week and our KXAN Plus Game of the Week, plus some other huge matchups around Central Texas and around the Austin area. Here to chat about it, KXAN Sports Director Roger Wallace. And Roger, you're going to be on the call tonight out at Gupton Stadium. Killeen Chaparral and Rouse take on each other. Someone's got to win that game. Both teams are 0-3 in district, trying to find their way in District 8, 5A Division 1. So, I mean, Roger, we've seen this Rouse team play. This offense is a pretty high octane.
Yeah, these are very different 0-3s. Rouse we had last week on our KXAN Plus game against Georgetown, 2-point game, 35-33. They beat Liberty Hill in non-district, and to give you a little idea about Rouse, they're 2-4, and they've been outscored by a total of 8 points in the season. So they've had a little top-heavy of their schedule. I think they still have a shot, even though they're 0-3, at making the playoffs. I think their biggest hurdle is going to be Eastview out of Georgetown down the road. But Chaparral is a different story. That's a young program. They're in their fourth year of varsity. Their head coach, Tyrell McCray, was named head coach last year literally weeks before practice started, which is kind of unheard of. He came on in July and had to get his whole system implemented. And, you know, they got a couple of early wins, and they're struggling in district play. But I think they're very different 0-3s, and I think Rouse and their fine quarterback, London Morgan, who's headed to Navy, I think they still might have something to say about that district race.
Yeah, and gosh, you mentioned them losing very close games. I mean, you go back to September 11th, they lose to Midway by 10, 38-28. Next game, they had a week off. Next game against Lake Belton, lose 49-38. Lose to Cedar Park, 48-35.
They can score.
They can absolutely score. And then a game we had last week, Rouse at Georgetown. That game went down to the wire. Georgetown wins that one 35-33. So there's no question that the Raiders are going to, put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They got a lot of weapons. And so I think it's going to be a matter of their defense getting some stops. Can Chaparral keep up with them?
Right.
Our motto on our games we televise is we just want it to get to the second half with a close ball game. We were very fortunate last week. It got down to the second half of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And it was still a close ball game. So we'll see if Chaparral can get some things done offensively to expose Rouse a little bit, because we know Rouse, as you said, they're gonna move the ball up and down the field. They got a lot of weapons.
Yep, it's just going to be a matter if they can stop Chaparral from getting in the end zone here. Here's a little full screen, just some more info about our game of the week tonight. That's 7 p.m. Gupton Stadium. Last week, Killeen Chaparral lost to Leander 49-6. And then, as we mentioned earlier, Rouse lost to Georgetown 35-33. Pretty light schedule for us Thursday night around these parts here in Central Texas. Maynard versus Vandegrift, Elgin versus Crockett, and Lockhart and Weiss are some of the games that we are just kind of keeping an eye on tonight. Roger, anything? I mean, Thursday nights kind of get a little little squirrely.
You're at the mercy of the schedule.
Yeah,
and just so happens tonight, I think there are going to be several one-sided games. I think we got a really good slate tomorrow, and then we're really fired up about our final three KBVO games. We have flexed out. We flexed into this one tonight.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, we think this is the best option. But next week we're going down to Bob Shelton Stadium at Hayes High School. Anderson undefeated against Hayes. And we've got Vista Ridge and Hutto. Hutto a surprise 4-0 in 25-6A. And then we close with Anderson and Weiss. Very good chance that's going to be, for at worst, a piece of the district championship. So, yeah, I think tomorrow is the more primary games, the bigger games, and certainly the one down at between Dripping Springs and Lake Travis is one of the headliners.
Yeah. We'll talk about that after we chat about our KXAN Plus Game of the Week. And so I'll just pull up the full screen now and show everybody what we've got. The folks over at Westlake Technical Entertainment are going to bring this to us. Number 8 Westlake versus Bowie. I almost said number 8 Bowie. They're not ranked. 7:30 p.m. at Burger Stadium. Last week, Westlake defeats Austin High 58-14, and Bowie played Dripping Springs super tough last week, 28-21 on the wrong side of the coin for the Bulldogs there. But I mean, just that score kind of gives this game a little bit of hope, I think.
That one did surprise me a little bit.
Yeah.
Bowie hanging in there. against Dripping Springs. You're right. I'm curious. There are computer models that do give point spreads in high school, and I believe Lake Travis is a 3-point favorite against Dripping Springs. So that tells you what the data says. This is strictly data. It's not on name, but and of course Lake Travis is this one of those games? They've got the Battle of the Lakes next week at Westlake High School, so certainly a big stretch for them. Or things could flip in a hurry from that perfect record.
Yeah, and when you look at a school like Bowie, I mean, obviously Westlake, they are what they are, right? I mean, they're a tremendous defense. They've got an offense that can operate at a high level. You look at Bowie, and you look at junior running back Reese Moreno, already over the 1,000-yard mark this season. He's averaging about 150 a game, 15 touchdowns. So, I mean, as the Bulldog, or as Reese Moreno goes, kind of seems like that's how the Bulldogs go.
Yeah, and usually they're built on defense. They've struggled a little bit more. We had them early in the season on KBVO in week 2, and they struggled against Vista Ridge on defense. So we'll see. Jeff Abel's a good coach, and he usually gets them to improve. Maybe this is a little too much to ask for tonight, or tomorrow night rather, against Westlake, which is, they've had their struggles, but other than one game, they've come out on the right side, and it appears they're rolling along pretty well. I can't wait till next week.
Oh yeah, no, that is the big game next week. We'll talk all about it next week. Don't you worry, folks. Quick numbers from Moreno against Dripping Springs: 27 carries for 115. 4.3 yards a carry. That's a pretty good night with a long of just 19. So that's a pretty good. That's chewing up some yards for a high school guy. A couple touchdowns there. Bowie just kind of let this one get away from him. Looks like late. So it should be fun. Should be fun tonight there at Burger Stadium. Some other Friday matchups we got here. Let's go back to this graphic. Like we've been saying, number 4, Lake Travis and Dripping Springs. That is a top 10 matchup. The Battle for the Bell, Round Rock versus Westwood. Wow.
That's it. Yeah, that's the
damn.
I don't know if
I got to take a break after that. And then Georgetown and Eastview.
Yeah, I think the Bell stays at Round Rock High School, but that's always that's also homecoming for Round Rock. They're stinging. I don't think they expected to go over to Hutto and get beat. So they might be on the outside looking in 25-6A because of that loss to Vista Ridge, and now they have a loss to Hutto. They close with Vandergrift. Obviously, everything can change with that, but I think that's what it's going to come down to for Round Rock to keep their playoff hopes alive. That's been an interesting district with McNeil sitting there at just one loss and a win over Vandergrift.
Yeah, no, we're getting down to it. It's kind of crazy that we're already halfway through the high school season here and starting to look toward that playoff picture, starting to look toward the by-district games, the area games, then eventually CU ends up at AT&T Stadium. They're playing in Jerry World, so it's getting closer every week.
Another good one tomorrow, Billy. Pflugerville and Liberty Hill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
I think there's going to be a few points scored in that one.
Oh,
Pflugerville throw it just about every down, and we know Liberty Hill will run it just about every down. So that'll be an interesting matchup in 5A.
A fun comparison of styles there for sure. Moving to the Dave Campbell's Texas football polls here just real quick. Give you an overview of local teams in it. We've got them on the little scroller here down at the bottom of the screen. But Lake Travis checks in number 4. They move up a spot. Like we'd said earlier, they're playing Dripping Springs. That is one of the premier games in Texas high school football this weekend. Westlake moves up one spot to number 8. And then Dripping Springs moves up one spot to number 10. So that's a nice little mix of Central Texas teams there in 6A. 5A Division I, we got a couple teams in there. Anderson checks in at number 9, and Weiss there at 10. It'll be great when those schools get going and they meet each other. And let's see, I think we gotta go smaller to see more. In the 3A Division I, we have Llano there at number 6. So got to give the Yellow Jackets their shine. And then the Lexington Eagles there at number 4. And then I think we have one more, Granger. Yeah, they're number 8 in Division 2A, Division 2. So good little mix of teams in our coverage area and showing up at the statewide poll. You'd love to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see how that shakes out when it's time for the playoffs, and you see some of these teams, and are they built to make a run? So much of the playoffs is geography and
Yeah.
the regions and the districts that match up against each other, but pretty well represented. 6A is going to be fascinating.
Sure.
Are these 6A teams good enough to make a run? We're almost guaranteed always of having a 6A team, either Division I, Division II, at least to the Final Four. We'll see if that's the case this year. Of course, last year you had two 6As playing for state titles.
Yep, we have to wait and see. And with along the lines of like the smaller schools, we put Lexington on KBVO last year during the playoffs. So if you're a local team and we need a game, we might come find you.
If the puzzle pieces fit,
we might come find you. All righty. Well, we will end it there. Tonight, tune into KBVO for Killeen Chaparral and Rouse. They're at Gupton Stadium. Roger, Keith, and Noah, they'll all be there. It'll be a wonderful time. So check us out there. And then KXAN Plus, KXAN.com on Friday. There's a bug on the screen back here. Look at that. Wow. Anyway, KXAN Plus, KXAN.com on Friday. It's Westlake and Bowie. So we'll end it there. Thanks so much for watching. For Roger Wallace, I'm Billy Gates, and we'll talk to you again very soon.